Yesterday, what we saw was right at the end of the currency trading session, suddenly the yuan swang back after having been quite low, and so it looked like the government had intervened there. And now the PBOC came out today and said, you know, listen, a 10% devaluation would be nonsense. So it sort of looks like this 3% area is what they want.
The bad news story is that if it is a competitive devaluation, if it does not generate real reform within the world trade system, then it's going to be a challenge. And I do think that on a 12-month view, we will likely see the yuan down by the 10% that everybody talks about. I don't see the sort of route that currencies may have.
The real key here is whether the global economy is actually recovering or not. I think that's a far bigger question than the direction of the Chinese currency. And certainly there are indications, we think, of a recovery. And if that's right, if that assumption's right, then certainly in the past, emerging markets have been very, sensitive to those global economic trends.
The key for the Eurozone is really that slowdown is managed stably and sensibly. And if a slightly weaker yuan is part of that, then I think that that's better overall for the Eurozone economy than a more severe slowdown.
Germany is the one country in particular. It's benefited basically from the growth in China more than the rest of Europe, and it will suffer any slowdowns and the weaker currency. But Germany is the exporting country in Europe. Germany's economy is performing okay, so it's not the end of the world for Germany by any means, but it will have an impact.
German companies here know that the export growth to China will slow down, and the devaluation is a part of the story. But German exports to China still grow, and so employment in export industries also will increase because of that.
You need Chinese exposure if you're going to be a global company. You can't just neglect because of a hiccup in the Chinese growth story. You don't want to pull out of China by any means. China will grow faster than the developed world over the next 5 and 10 years, and it's silly to just worry about what's happened over the last couple of days.